there is one definite thing to be said about this senior year, that it's an unforgettable one. We may not have had a prom or got to attend our last sporting events, and today we are not able to gather together in the stadium to celebrate, but we all share in this unconventional senior year. So today, let us all think of how hard we worked, acknowledging that no one person has had the same experience, and yet we all still made it to graduation. I ask everyone watching to take a moment of silence. We do not all hold the same religious values, so in this moment, you may thank the Lord your God, think deeply in the theme of perseverance and dedication, or any other act that may fill you with peace. In this moment, we all come together as different individuals, all celebrating the commencement of high school and the start of a new chapter in our lives. May we all finish with gratitude in our hearts and strive to make our dreams come true, because, class of 2020, we have, under the most unforeseeable circumstances, done it.
Friends, family, and my fellow graduates, my name is Daniel Capuzzi, and it is my honor to welcome you to the class of 2020's virtual graduation ceremony. As someone who has watched many of the previous ceremonies held over the past few years, it has always been a goal of mine to speak before my peers and our families on a warm spring evening on our Chieftain football field, and to share our final moments of high school together. Obviously, this isn't quite what I had in mind, but I know that I'm not alone in my gratitude and appreciation to the school and to our community for all they have done to ensure that our class is properly honored. It's become clear to me over these past few months that this is a community that invests in our future, and that will always work to ensure that our health, security, and above all, happiness are secure, despite whatever our current situation may be. I don't think I could properly honor my class without recognizing some of the outstanding accomplishments we've made this past year. Our National Honor Society organized numerous blood drives. Our student council helped set up some great school dances. Many of our sports teams had successful seasons, with our boys and girls bowling teams even advancing to state. The theater department performed shows including Charlotte's Web and Almost Maine, and were so close to a performance of High School Musical before having to cancel due to COVID-19. We've had the work of our art students recognized at the Governor's Art Show, and members of our FFA team recognized at numerous competitions. In March, our school choir sang on the stage of Carnegie Hall in New York City, and our band performed at Disney World for the Festival of Fantasy Parade in Florida. Both our band and choir returned without one reported case of COVID-19, which I think is also quite impressive. Although the year was cut short for many of our sports and clubs, each member of these organizations should find comfort in knowing that they have the full love and support of our community. It certainly would be an understatement to say that this has been a memorable year for all of us, and for a number of reasons. But I know that none of these accomplishments would have been possible without the leadership and perseverance of our senior class. Upon receiving our high school diploma, we enter into a new chapter of our lives, with each one of us having our own goals and aspirations. Whether it be becoming a teacher or doctor or lawyer, entering the workforce or the military, training as a nurse or an engineer, or publishing research articles or writing novels, starting our own business or becoming a CEO, I know that each of us will create positive change for our generation. And now, I'd like to offer some words of advice to my fellow graduates. Some people spend their entire lives chasing after fame and wealth and prestige. We each want to have our own success story. We want to be that person from a small town who went on to make an impact in the world. And to make that impact, we have to be the absolute best at what we do. Well, that's not true. You don't need to be the student with the best grades to make a difference. You don't have to be the person who can run the fastest or jump the highest. And you don't need to attend the best college. Our lives aren't measured in the amount of money we make or the size of our house or the influence that we have. It's measured by what difference we make while we're alive. And even if you can make a difference in one person's life, then you've had a life worth living. So as we embark on this new chapter, I urge each one of my peers to think about what impact they want to leave on the world, and what kind of world they want to leave for future generations. Oftentimes, The greatest changes in our history quickly followed the greatest moments of tragedy. The Great Depression led to more progressive reform like Social Security. World War II ushered in a new era of global cooperation. The racist Jim Crow laws that plagued the South served as a catalyst for the civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s, which eventually led to the passage of the Civil Rights Act. And following the horrific day of September 11th, our country found solace and unity. We're living through a historic moment right now, and the global impacts of this pandemic will result in changes that haven't been seen before in a century. This crisis has reminded us of the true value of all of our efforts that we can contribute toward the well-being of our community and our sense of unity. Now is not a time to look back with sorrow at the end of the year that could have been, but rather to look forward into a future that is ripe for change. We need unified solutions for education, healthcare, and the environment. And if there was ever a time in our lives to leave an impact and a legacy, that time is now. To quote President Barack Obama, "We did not come to fear the future, we came here to shape it." Thank you.
Congratulations, my friends. Despite the chaotic events of our senior year, we've done it. The past few months have been a difficult time for everyone, not just for those whose lives were put on hold, but also for the hundreds of thousands of Americans who have suffered and died from this virus. To lots of us, things may be looking bleak right now. There's no telling what the world or what our community may look like in a month or two. But remember that throughout history, humanity has always stood strong. During the Spanish flu pandemic a century ago, when the world was just recovering from the First World War, we hunkered down and endured. Once the disease had finally passed, our world found a new normal. As the Nazi war machine rolled across Europe, our forefathers fought and died to protect the free world and ensure that all of us could grow up in a world free from the Nazi horror. The Allies won, and again, our world found a new normal. During the following Cold War with the Soviet Union, our grandparents kept the world from falling apart. Even as we teetered on the brink, we stood strong and made the right decisions, and the world found a new normal. Today, we have a different civic duty. It is our job to protect our loved ones from this disease. Our decisions can have deadly consequences for others in our community. For all of history, people have made sacrifices for the sake of others. Today, our sacrifice is our freedom. The mantle rests on our shoulders to protect the world that we know and love, just as it has fallen on the shoulders of our ancestors. Now, it is our time to show the world that we can see the bigger picture, that we can make sacrifices for others. We must exercise caution. Our enemy is a strange, insidious threat, a monster which moves unseen through us, taking lives as it goes. Unless we do our duty, unless we follow the advice that the experts have given us. For the sake of our grandparents, our parents, and our friends, we must keep our distance and keep our masks on. High school is almost behind us now, and as we close this chapter of our lives, we open a new one. This new chapter will be unlike any other. It is time for us to strike out on our own, to see what the world has to offer. Once we weather this storm and our world finds its new normal, we can continue with our lives. In the class of 2020, I can see great futures ahead. Some of us will be saving lives through medicine. Some will lay their lives on the line every day for the sake of others. Some will design the technologies of tomorrow, and all of us will do our part. We will work, we will go about our lives, and in doing so, we will become the backbone of our world. Someday we will be deciding where to go next, what avenues of existence to explore. Someday we will be the ones making the important decisions that could propel the world forward, that could save lives. Although the world will be different from what we expected, we can and will adapt and move into a new frontier. Our teachers, our coaches, our parents have prepared us for this, to make the world a better place. There is one thing that has made society, technology, everything we have achieved possible. That is our ability to work together. Alone, we are weak, but united, we can protect the world from any danger. We can defeat any challenge. My fellow students, we have worked together for so many years now, and although we have all had our disagreements, we have also forged bonds that will hold for the rest of our lives. None of us will forget the friendships we have formed, the teachers who inspired us, or the memories we have made. It is a terrible thing that our year ended so suddenly. I know all of us were looking forward to the end of the year. We missed out on prom, senior tag, our final seasons of spring sports, and the fun that comes with the last few months of high school. And even though we're all going through it together, it sucks. But wishing for what could have been or for what was won't change anything. Right now, we need to stay safe and keep our families safe. But someday, once we've found a solution to this crisis, we can reunite. We can have a prom, however late it may be. With the connections modern technology has provided us, nobody will truly be out of reach. But for now, we have to wait. We see the bigger picture, and we will bide our time for the day when we can find our new normal. This is an incredibly difficult time for everyone, but by making the right decisions, we can be part of the solution. Soon, it will be our turn to change the world, and I know that we, the class of 2020, will take on that challenge. Thank you.
Normally, graduation is both a celebration and a farewell. We, as seniors, get to celebrate all that we have accomplished over the last 4 years. We get to say one final goodbye to our school and all the good times we've had. Normally, we would get to spend one last night in the stadium where we won games, ran races, cheered on our teammates, or marched during halftime. Normally, our friends, families, teachers, and administrators would clap as we walked across the field. But as I'm sure you all know, nothing now is normal. Some of you may feel cheated out of an important part of your life, and that's valid. But I beg you not to look back on these last 4 years and think only of what you missed. Instead, think of all you got to experience. Members of the choir got to take trips to Chicago and New York. The band got to go to Disney World. Think of all the theater performances you were part of or got to watch. Athletes, think of all the games you've won and all the memories you've made with your teammates. Instead of yearning for what could have or should have happened in your final few months here, let's celebrate what did happen in the years before that. In addition to celebrating an end, graduation celebrates a beginning. This is a time to not only reflect on what we have already done, but to look forward to what we hope to accomplish next. Whether you will be furthering your education, entering the military, or entering the workforce, graduation signals a new start. It is up to you to make that start great. If there is anything to be learned from graduating amidst a pandemic, it is that you are resilient. You can and you will overcome any obstacle you meet. With a new start inevitably comes change. Change can be exciting, but it can also be intimidating. On my first day of high school, I was terrified. While you may not believe it if you know me now, I was incredibly shy, and having classes with upperclassmen and people I didn't know felt unthinkable. 4 years ago, I certainly wouldn't have been able to deliver a farewell speech to 300 people. But the good news is that change offers us the opportunity to grow. No matter how scary change may be, a new start could be the best thing that ever happens to you. Ultimately, how you respond to a new situation is up to you. You are all capable of so much, and I know you all will make the next chapter the best one yet. I know that this is not what any of us thought senior year would be like, but we made it, and that's something to celebrate. While we have to stay 6 feet apart, remember that you are never alone. You will always be a part of the class of 2020, and you will always be an alumnus of Logan High School. We have all lived through this moment together, and these shared experiences will connect us for the rest of our lives. Whether you move to another town, city, state, or country, you will always have this supportive community to come back to. Class of 2020, we did it. As any of my English teachers could tell you, I am terrible at writing conclusions. So let's not make this a conclusion. Instead of farewell, this is merely until next time. Thank you.
As we end this ceremony and our senior year, we are welcoming a new chapter in life. In it, let us be thankful for the sunshine after rainy days. Let us appreciate all that we have that others do not, and let us be grateful for the unexpected opportunities we are given. May you always have love and friendship to fill your heart with joy. May you find your path in life and be confident in your decision. And may you go out and spread kindness in the world. As writer Henry David Thoreau said, you must live in the present. Launch yourself on every wave. Find your eternity in each moment.
Colt Michael Alberry. Nicholas Ryan Anderson, Ariana Marie Aslan, Logan Michael Backus, Jacob Martin Bailey, Lainey Joy Bainter, Soraya Gabriella Baker, Dakota Logan Bannock, Dustin Jacob Barkus, Jared Joseph Barch, Colin Matthew Bartlett, Caleb Levi Beachy, Franklin Cole Belcher, Abigail Caitlin Bias, Melissa Nicole Blackford, Emily Rose Blackstone, Andrea Nicole Blake, Joshua Franklin Blazer, Israel Timothy Bookman, Cheyenne Joy Bourne, Caitlin Page Bowlby, Travis Dean Boyer, Brody Adam Boyle, Christina Michelle Braden, Sydney Gabrielle Braining, Marissa Nicole Brenning, Cassie L. Brierly, John Max Brooks, Alan Lee Brown, Brandon Ian Brunton, Isaac James Buchanan, Isaac Benson Bucky, Abigail Rose Burgraff, Cassie Lee Burkhart, Max Joseph Burns, Karsten Ray Campbell, Daniel Hawken Capuzzi, Colton E. Jacob Castle, Amanda Ray Chandler, Joshua James Chapin, Gabrielle Nicole Clement, Matthew Jonathan Cobell, Gage Ryan Colleton, Dalton Conley, Tara Lee Conley, Gage Anthony Conrad, Kaylin Ann Cook, Jonathan James Corbett, Anastasia Renee Cordell, Richard Eugene Korn, Cameron Dale Cornelius, Kennedy Joe Cotrill, Alexia Nicole Cox, Brendan Anthony Daniel, Megan Lynn Dennison, Cameron Andrew Daubenmeyer, Cameron Renee Daubenmeyer Yates, Deanna Faith Davis, Kylie Bell Davis, Alyssa Ruth Deeney, Jacob David DeWitt, Nicole Eileen Dickon, Haley Dawn Dixon, Hannah Nicole Dixon, Dorian Maximus Dobson, Michaela Nicole Doman, Lauren Avery Downs, Cassidy Ann Doyle, Emily Lee Drennan, Gracie Mae Drennan, Kayla Marie Dress, Stacy Marie Dudley, Michaela Duval, Emily Nicole Dye, Emily Mae Elizabeth Eggleston, Caitlin Yvonne Ellison, Tyler Charles Eshelman, Benjamin Michael Estep, Destiny Evans, Ilana Rose Fernandez, Casey Lynn Finney, Natasha Nicole Fisher, Tanner Lee Forrester, Joshua James Franco, Molly Deanne Gabriel, Alexis Annette Gang, Cassidy Nicole Guerin, Becca Ann Gates, Taylor Nicole Guile, Caden Marissa Goins, Kaylee Jo Gray, Amber Bell Green, Casey Robert Green, Paul Zachary Haddocks, Jameson Tyler Hall, Sierra Paige Hamilton, Monica Lynn Harden, Kendra Renee Harder, Gavin Sebastian Hartman, Jordan Kimberly Hebron, Shaylin May Hill, Trent Allen Hoffman, Maya Ariel Holdren, Wyatt Hunter Hopkins, Kayla Nicole Horner, Trevor Lee Horner, Natalie Grace Howard, Nathaniel Blake Hudson, Joseph David Hurst, Kylie Ray Eilis, Isabella Josephine Ireton, Brennan David Douglas Johnson, Cashies McClay Johnson, Skylar Michael Johnson, Margaret Sue Johnston, Caitlin Dawn Justice, Gavin Lee Keels, Matthew Brian Keith, Delaney Morgan Kelch, Lindsay Page Kennard, Dominique Leanne Caprice Kessler, Jasmine Danielle Kessler, Caliandra Starr Kilgore, Alexis Renea Kilkenny, Natalie Jane Marceau Kincaid, Carter Joseph Kinney, Samuel Patrick Leroy Kaiser, Jamie Ann Nisley, Alexander Joseph Koenig, Kimberly Marie Coolmer, Rafe Chandler Corin, Charles Thomas Koska, Alex Christopher Kranitz, Caressa Dawn Lackey, Angel Elise Lanning, Thomas Michael Lawless, Mercedes Marie Leigh Tabor, Casey Ryan Leach, Logan Renee Leffler, Charles Klein Lehman, Aaliyah Lynn Lewis, Donovan Edward Lewis, Hannah Lene Lemo, Ethan Cole Long, Raiden Long, Skylar Andrew Lutz, Garrett Lee Mace, Christopher Chad Maley, Elizabeth June Malone, Emily Dawn Martin, Pamela Martinez Ibarra, Mackenzie Catherine Maynard, Skylar John McCauley, Kaylee Alexandra McCune, Drake Matthew McGee, Hope Elizabeth McGiffin, Emily Elizabeth McGreevy, Miranda Elmira McKenzie, Shylin Kayla McKnight, Ezekiel Mellor, Jesse James Michaels, Madison Lynn Mickle, Brandon Lee Miller, Carson James Miller, Emily Grace Miller, Seth Paul Miller, Kevin Wesley Minnis, Caitlin Gail Mitchell, Brendan James Motor, Coleman Israel Moeller, Emma Renee Mall, Zachary Caleb Montgomery, Jessica Elaine Morgan, Grace Roslyn Mullet, Kyler Calby Mullins, Hannah Della Mustard, Samantha K. Mustard, Avon Marie Myers, Caitlin Renee Myers, Emma Christine Tayden Myers, Callie Mackenzie Nagy, Caden James New, Joseph Wayne Newton, Rory Wallace Nichols, Ethan Edward Nixon, Dawn Allison Noyce, David Josiah Lee Norton, Caton Ashton Nutter, Chloe Nicole Ogburn, Dalton James Pargion, Destiny Dawn Parker, Marissa Marie Parker, Kaylin Anjuli Parnell, Hannah Nicole Paskins, Sarah Nellie Pereira, Connor Ian Perry, Caitlin Sean Peters, Kennedy Lee Peters, Brooke Daniel Phillips, Michael Dale Piddock, Cordell Walker Poling, Dalton Lee Poling, Kayla Nicole Porter, Charles Allen Prater, Brianna Caitlin Primer, Tatika Destiny Marie Rager, Alania Raina Rathburn, Sarah Elaine Ratliff, Thomas Joseph Reynolds, Colin Gregory Rimkus, Kristen Marie Robers, Nolan Gerald Robinette, Austin Jeffrey Rowley, Sydney Faith Rooker, Gabriel Eleazar Rosado, Bethany Ann Rausch, Colton Riley Ruff, Connor Reese Ruff, Ruby Helen Russell, Emma Grace Rudder, Ethan Michael Rudder, Allison Avian Sadi, Gwendolyn Elizabeth Saylor, Taylor Joe Salmons, Victoria Elizabeth Sanders, Brianna Ray Saunders, Everett Michael Saunders, Kylie Lynn Skaggs, Ethan Andrew Schrader, Cherokee Yvonne Desiree Scott, Ilana Rose Shoemaker, Austin Michael Shover, Blake Anthony Sigler, Brianna Lane Sigler, Phoenix Traveler Sinift, Jacob Stephen Smart, Skylar Joseph Smearman, Clayton Cole Smith, Emily Noel Smith, Eveline Grace Smith, Jacob Paul Smith, Nathan Cody Smith, Erica Marie Snyder, Justin Chandler Snyder, Courtney Ann Sowers, Dylan Cade Spacky, Braden Ross Spatar, Brandon Keith Spidell, Morgan Brooke Spencer, Joseph Aaron Robert Spillman, Isaac Clayton Starr, Malaya Renee Staton, Brooke Rochelle Stivison, Carly Michelle Stone, Emily Madison Stout, Kira Lee Stufflebeam, Kyle Lee Sturgill, Nathaniel Jacob Swart, Gavin Christopher Swope, Bailey Emerson Taggart, Mahala Marie Talby, Jacob David Thompson, Kylissa Jaden Thompson, Mackenzie Danielle Thompson, Terry Lee Thompson, Christopher Allen Todd, Cassandra Sue Trippier, Brianna Jo Turner, Jesse Reed Valentine, Josie Elaine Van Bibber, Oscar J. Vandal, Parker Owen Vasco, Logan Justice Vincent, Autumn Noel Wade, Stephen Ray Walker, Nashawn James Ware, Noah Aaron Watkins, Sydney Mari Watkins, William Austin Weaver, Cameron Lee Weber, Catherine Mackenzie Wells, Alec Gabriel Westney, Desiree Brooke White, Justin Scott Wilkins, Amanda Grace Williams, Zachary Douglas Williams, Hope Renee Wilson, Drina Renee Wiseman, Jersey Lynn Wolfe, Amber Leanna Wolfe, Justin Tanner Wolfe, Josie Lynn Wood, Lane Allen Woodyard, Tanner Zachary Wright, Trevor Eugene Wyckoff, Haley Brianne Yost, Jasmine Zane Zeller,